Okay, so we're going to dive into a story that went viral years ago, all about a single penguin. But here's the thing. This isn't just some cute nature clip. No, it's a story that holds a really powerful and honestly, a pretty brutal lesson about the choices we all make in our own lives. And it really all boils down to this one central question. A complete mystery, really. I mean, why would any animal walk towards certain death? It makes no sense, right? Every creature is hardwired for survival. So why would one deliberately turn its back on all of that, on safety, and just walk straight towards its own end? It's a riddle that kind of forces you to look beyond just simple animal behavior. All right, let's set the scene here. So about 15 years ago, this video just blew up online. It shows a whole group of penguins doing exactly what you'd expect them to do, waddling together towards the ocean. You know, this is their routine, their programming for survival. The ocean means food, and sticking with the herd means safety. It's the absolute definition of normal. But then, something totally out of the blue happens. One penguin, it just stops, dead in its tracks. It watches the others keep going, and then you can almost see it making a decision. It turns around, a full 180 degrees away from the ocean, away from its family, away from everything it's supposed to do. And just look where it's headed. It's not just wandering off aimlessly. Oh no, it has a new destination. It starts walking, with this strange purpose, straight towards a desolate, totally barren mountain range off in the distance. I mean, the complete opposite of where life and food and everything else is. And this number, 70 kilometers, this really shows you the gravity of its choice. We're talking about a 70-kilometer journey into nothing. No food, no shelter, no water. The narrator in the documentary even said that if you were to physically pick this penguin up and put it back with the group, it would just turn right back around and start walking to the mountains again. This wasn't an accident. It was a conscious, irreversible decision. And this is where the story completely shifts. Because when you really look closer, you stop seeing a bird. You start to see a metaphor for a human being. You see someone who has just decided they've had enough. Enough of the path that was laid out for them. I mean, think about it. Society offers us a safe path, right? Go get the degree, land the secure job, buy the nice car, start the family. You follow the herd to the proverbial ocean because that's what you're told to do. But what's the inner reality for so many people? It's that feeling of emptiness, of being stuck in a repetitive loop, feeling like a programmed robot just going through the motions every single day. That penguin, it represents that exact moment when a person finally wakes up, that breaking point where they just say, enough, I'm done. It's the moment they stop playing the game of survival by someone else's rules and decide, you know what, now I am going to play to live. And they're going to do it their own way. So what can we actually take away from this? What's the lesson here? Well, that brings us to our first huge lesson, and it is all about focus. Like an almost terrifying, unshakable level of focus. Let's just break down the penguin's mindset for a second. It's almost like tunnel vision. Step 1, it identified its mountain, its one singular personal goal, and it didn't care how irrational it looked to anyone else. Step 2, it completely ignored the herd, didn't even give him a second glance. And step 3, it just started walking its path. That, right there, is what true focus looks like. And here's the really important part to get. For that penguin, the victory wasn't about getting to the top of the mountain. It was never really about the destination. The real victory, the biggest achievement, was the simple act of turning around and walking away from that programmed life. That very first step, that was everything. Okay, so this leads us right into our second lesson, which is all about how you deal with the world you just left behind. It's about the power of, keeping your mouth shut and your vision to yourself. Because look, make no mistake about it, the second you decide to walk towards your own mountain, whether that's starting a business or changing your whole lifestyle or chasing some crazy passion, the herd is going to notice. And people, a lot of times with the best intentions, they're going to try to stop you. They're going to question you. And it's so important to understand why you shouldn't try to explain yourself. The moment you start justifying your new path, you're opening the door for them to argue with you, to debate you, and worse, to project all of their fears and their limitations onto your dream. You're basically giving them power over your own conviction. Deep down, you know what's right for you, so just keep walking.
All right, this brings us to the final and probably the most profound lesson of all. It's the one big truth that society, works really hard to make us all forget.
Society sells us what you could call the great lie. It's this unspoken promise that if you just follow the rules, if you stay in the herd and you take the safe job, you'll be protected. It's a total deception that playing it safe somehow shields you from the inevitable, undeniable truth of life.
But just look at this timeline. This lays out the ultimate truth, right? Life is the start, and death is the end, period. All the stuff we chase in the middle, the job, the money, all those milestones, they're just points along that line. Playing it safe doesn't change the final destination one bit. The penguin got this. It knew that even if it ate every single fish in the ocean, it was still going to die someday.
So the crucial takeaway here is this. If the end is guaranteed for every single one of us, then the only variable that truly matters, the only thing we can control is how we live. The quality of the journey, the part in the middle, becomes the entire point of the game. And that leaves us with this final, incredibly powerful question. That penguin, it made its choice. It decided that dying on its own terms, walking toward its own personal mountain, was way better than just surviving as a slave to the herd. So the real question for you, for all of us, is which one are you going to choose?